So I've been thinking about closing out this meeting. I've gotten a lot of value out of it so far, but I still want to continue doing role plays myself, just not so much with everyone. So then I don't have to rely on people showing up and doing all that because I've been getting good feedback from it all. Only issue I have with it is negativity towards like certain things because I want to take pretty much all negativity out of my life just because there's no place for it. I want to be as neutral as possible. And if there's more negativity, like on the sense of like clients are just not buying, clients are this, clients are that, and all that sorts of things, it doesn't really help me where I'm going. And it's just not a good place to be with people in a sense, just because it's not what I view, and they're free to view that, but I don't. So I don't want to be a part of it. I've already left a lot of my friend groups just because of the negativity that they just had, and there's just a lot of just bitching and complaining that they did, which serves nobody other than fulfilling their emotional need to be able to complain. So yeah, that's the main reason I've been contemplating doing this. I was talking to my coach. I didn't really tell him too much on like why, but I was just like, yeah, I'm thinking about just getting rid of like the morning coaching or like the morning role plays with everyone and moving it to just me alone, just because I feel like I would be able to continue getting better at with myself and just not have to worry like what people are gonna say. Because um, like Pat, he's a good guy. He he's been helping me a lot for getting these trainings. So he just has he's thick-headed. Because I used to be the same way. He's a military guy, and I completely get it. It's sometimes difficult to change how you believe, and doing it takes a lot of effort. And when you have people that are not like trying to change or not trying to better themselves and just want to complain, then let them. It's not your problem. It's basically somebody else's issue and not yours. You don't have to baby everyone. The only person that you need to baby is yourself. And then for your family, you don't even have to baby them. But you'll still take care of them, but you're not trying to baby them. That's not what you're trying to do. But yeah, I have been enjoying role playing and just getting it done, but it's just hassle. And then when like the other day when I think it was like Michelle and Dimitri were in, like we don't want to be just saying stuff on like trying to do different types of businesses, like the commercial side of things. Like I don't want extra like just more feedback because it's a whole nother woman in the red dress, and I don't want it. I I want to stay on a path. I already have enough distractions as it is, so the least amount of distraction I have is the better, or is for the better. And then I don't really have to worry, and I can actually just do what I want. Not so much do what I want, but just do like the tasks that I need to get done and continue just getting better. Because I've been getting a lot better at sales already, and then continually getting better is going to be the next step. Just making sure I stay convicted with what I'm selling, just ensuring that everything is actually still good to go. I still need to work on getting like SOPs and all that situated for a lot of just everything in the business because Lucas and Logan say to use Loom. I am just cheap and don't want to spend more money, but I might just get it to just to save time and have no worries on that end. And then doing the videos, they're pretty simple. They're typically like 2 to 3 minutes per video, just depending on the task, and some will be longer, some will be shorter. Just depends on what needs to get done and how important it is, because I'll probably have to revisit it eventually as well, just to make sure everything is still good. So yeah, I so today I'm just gonna be ranting. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing so much roleplay, but I might do a little bit of roleplay here in a little bit. But yeah, I, my main goal right now is just to, I guess, just blast my mind and get through all my beliefs and overcome all my limiting beliefs and just become a different person in a way and just continually improving my mindset, my skills, just getting better and being able to grow this business a lot faster than I've been doing it. Because I feel like if I continue how I did last week, just continually, I will grow no matter what. Because I would have it was 4,000 in sales, and if I'm the recommended is anywhere between 3 to 7,000 every week, which if I can get to 7,000 every week consistently, I'd be killing it because that would already be, let's see, like 28,000 I'm selling, if that, like a little bit uh more, just depending on how the weeks turn out. But like, yeah, 28,000 per month in sales is gonna be great. Like if I'm doing 4,000 every week, that's still 16,000. And that on top of that, it would be my recurrings that add up and just continually getting new recurring clients, selling more people, just and then just repeat and repeat and repeat until I'm at like a 65,000. Then once I'm there, then it's starting the transition from me being in like the seat to an office person underneath me training them, and then eventually them being the main one, I'm the one that is on the side seat, and then I get a second one, and then after I get the second one, it's gonna be me training the second one, and then getting out of the seat of sales and operations and getting to the point where I'm training them on how to grow instead of me having to grow everything, which then allows me to have more free time to just grow the business even more. And then eventually I'll probably have three people in the office and be raising like marketing, getting continually growing and just wanting to make this thing big. Because in the springs, I think it would be able to get to like a $5 million like business here just in the springs, just because of how many people. And then continue like if I go up to Denver, it's another $5 million business there, and just continually going up. And then just making more businesses, and then because end goal, I've already gone over it a little bit, but end goal is just to have pure financial freedom, never having to like if I even wanted to spend a shit ton of money, not I just swipe the card and I'm good. It doesn't even affect me. That's where I'm trying to be. And a shit ton of money is like hundreds of thousands or millions. And it's like, oh, there goes a drop in the bucket. That that's kind of like the end all be all goal for me because at that point I'd be able to have an enterprise and being able to just have the family a part of that because that's like 20-ish plus years away, if not more. Because if doing that is a lot of work. And then ensuring that my family would actually be able to keep it and not just lose it over like the third generation, fourth generation of family, because ensuring I keep it a lot and like because getting rid of hard times makes soft people, and soft people will think that they know better than the people that have gone through all the hard shit, and with that makes them think that they're better alongside of allowing them to have the beliefs that they are going to be able to make the company better, which then in turn can ruin everything and then ruin the future generations after them so that there's nothing left. But I want to be at a point where it's physically impossible for them to do that and have it to where like upbringing for all kids in at least my family. I can't say all kids in the world that's silly, but just all kids in general would be able to go through the life and understand like what it means to get to this point and start from not the bottom, but they still do like the initial task. Like I don't know which business I'd be at that point because cleaning business is more for me to get to the point where I have income flowing in so I can actually start investing and just growing real estate on top of anything that really needs to happen or want I want to happen. And then just them understanding that they have to work for it, not so much just be given it. Because if they're just given it, then they will think that life is easy, and life is not easy. Life has a shit ton of turns, twists, and it's not going to be easy. Like you'll most likely if if I get to that point and these videos are still thing, then they'll be able to watch these over, go back and actually understand like what it takes. Because right now, like I'm doing 50-ish calls per day, which not it's not too much. Like I can be doubling it, but I don't really have any extra leads to be doubling. So like if I had 50 new leads, I'd call them all twice a day. So that would be 100 calls. And then any calls to just clients that are having issues, need anything there on top of new cleaners. I make the calls for that. I need to ensure everything is actually functional, everything is going smoothly, so I don't have to worry about something getting missed and making sure cleaners actually following standards and getting the cleanings done correctly and making sure clients are happy alongside of making sure all their teammates are happy. So it's it's not an easy job. Like it's easy to get into it, but then when you are actually doing it consistently, that's when it starts to become easy. Because at first, if you have no idea what you're doing, it's gonna suck. Like I had some leadership skills from when I was in the military, just because I've had to lead teams. But when it comes to doing it first time, no leadership, nothing, then you don't know what you're doing. You're just there and you're trying to see what works best and what doesn't. It's just a hectic mess. So yeah, I might make this one of the videos for YouTube, but I don't really care. So, because today's video is going to be mainly about like how I like what I do on a daily basis in a sense, like morning to afternoon. I could still technically add that in. We could do that now. So let's do it. So kind of how my days line up is basically like I wake up around 4:15-ish in the morning and then depending on like how groggy or not, yeah, just not physically able to get up just from being sore or all my excuses, basically. I'll be sitting in bed just trying to wake up in a sense, and then I'll get out of bed. I'll typically be I'll let the dogs out, and then I'll be starting to head to the gym by around 4:30 is when I start getting out and heading there. And then I'll be at the gym for about 30 minutes to an hour. Just depends on type of workout, what I'm doing, and what needs to get done there. Some workouts take longer, some take shorter. It just depends on the day. And then I'll come back home, take the dogs for a walk. That's typically 5 to 10 minutes. I don't do very long walks. And then I will go bathroom and shower, and then shower. And then I'll turn on my computer and start working on any pressing things that happen. So I'll check email, make sure nobody's canceled, or basically any updates for business wise and ensuring if cleaners are called out, I have that taken care of and making sure just like regular business task and being able to work on anything right after I do that. So I will have about an hour-ish of just being able to fix and work on anything that is pressing or just I need to get done. With then I go to these role play calls. This is what this is technically for today. And I would be doing role playing for sales just because sales has been my biggest constraint for the past year, or technically 2 years because I didn't grow at all from previous year as well. Well, I grew this year than last year, but not as fast because of sales. And then after I finish these sales calls, I start preparing for calls in the morning. So that means just getting everything ready. I'll have food if I didn't have food after I did workout, and then prepare for days. And then once it hits 9, that's when anything and everything happens for business because technically office is open for clients and they're able to call in And if they call, then I have to answer, deal with all that, or do sales, anything like that sense. And then I'll be doing interviews typically around 9:30 is when I have those alongside of morning. I start my morning calls for the new leads around 9 or 10, just depends what's happening at 9. And then at 10, I would be doing more calls on top of anything pressing. Then once those calls are done, I'll shoot out internal marketing, which then if I get any responses from those, I'll do more sales calls. And then throughout the day, if there's quick calls, I'll take those calls on top of just continually trying to find more improvements within the business. Just and at that point, like if I have no more people to call, I will be waiting for people to respond. And while waiting, I'll be working on like SOPs, making sure things are actually up to date, getting like say payrolls done. Like today's Wednesday, so I do payroll. So make sure payroll's good from the previous week and just everything like that during the day. And then if there's like coaching calls or anything like that, I'll go to those on top of just continually working on what I gotta work on. After I finish just regular mundane task or SOPs, I'll do some like just check on marketing, make sure marketing's still good. And if it is being a little iffy, then I'll shut off some of the ads. I will then add more ads, turn some more on that were working before, or create new ones, which creating a new one is very helpful because if you find a good winner, then it will last for a little bit and you get really good ad spend or not ad spend, cost per result, which if you're getting less than $15 per lead, it's great, especially if you're able to sell. Because if you're getting 5 to 1 on your ad spend, so that means basically every dollar you put in and you get $5 back. That's basically the bare minimum to get what you're looking for, and that anything after that is amazing. Because I know like Alex Hormozy, he was saying he was getting like 20 to 1 at some point for his ads, and then if you're putting a dollar in and getting $20 back, that's just nuts, basically. And then after I do more ad creative and just checking on shit, I'll typically be around 2 to 3 p.m. At that point, it's more just watching more training videos, just upping my skills more, just like learning more so I can actually implement and improve what I need to do. And then after I do that, it will be closer to 4, and then once it's 4, I'll start my second round of calls for my leads, or like the new leads, call all of those, and then after go through all those, I will also make sure I called my cleanings, like the initial cleanings for the day. So if there's a morning clean, I'll give them a call, make sure that they're happy. And then same for afternoon calls. If they are done, then I'll give them a call. If they aren't done, then I give them a call in the morning for the following day. And after it hits 5, it's kind of when the business side of things, people don't really respond too much. Like if they do respond, great. I'll give them a quick message or give them a call if they are available. If not, they typically will schedule a appointment for the following day or another day in general. With that, because right after it hits 5, that's when I start making or heating up dinner because I meal prep every week. So I have meals through Monday through Thursday, and then Friday I have other sets of meals. Friday through Sunday, which then after 5, it's just sitting around. It's when I don't really have too much to do, at least that I haven't really been able to figure out. So I'll that's where I just shit the bucket, I guess, and do whatever. That's when I have my fun time, quote unquote. And I'll like about 5 to 7 is fun time in a sense, and then after 7, I start winding down. I'll go upstairs, read, and then once it hits 8, I'm getting ready for bed. And by 8:30 to 9 is when I'm out, and then repeat. So it's not bad. It's an easy life, but yeah. So that's everything for today. My name's Marcus, and this is a longer video for you. I was just ranting and going through everything. So yeah, I'm Marcus Small. I am a business owner and gym enthusiast, just trying to better my life, show what I'm doing every day, and just improving. But you have a great rest of your day.